So, Gaffer, what do you think of it so far? Well, Gaffer, seeing as you asked, rubbish. Well, I'm trying to put a brave face on it. Is it working? No. And it's not working on the pitch either, really. I've still got players knocking on my door wanting bigger, better contracts on more money. I mean, crazy, you know. I mean, you haven't seen it yet, but we're in the relegation area. The likelihood is we're going to get relegated back to the Championship, and then I've got a team full of players on 30, 40 grand a week playing in the Championship. I'm not sure where these players' heads are sometimes. Anyway, two have gone. We know about 𝐏𝐿, he's gone. Yeah, so 𝐿𝐏𝐿 went to Sivasspor for 9.25 million. And 𝐼𝐸, he was a long time owner, wasn't in the team. I mean, to be fair, he didn't really get much of a chance, but in the end, FC St. Pauli came in for him, 1.4 million. Not amazing money, but I have to try and get some cohesion in the dressing room, and at the moment, there's little of it. Players are unhappy with the team, and form is not in a great place, so none of these things are contributing. But on the positive side, I've signed two new strikers. So for a combined total of around about 10 million, the first one in is Ricardo Pepi. He's a 25-year-old coming in from Union Berlin. 3.5 star with the potential to be 4.5 star. 15 for finishing. Technical wise, he looks a good player. Mentals are really good. Physicals, acceleration 14, pace 15. He's 6'1", jumping reach of 16. He looks a good player. If we look at his history, in the Bundesliga, he's made 17 appearances, 10 goals, 1 assist, 2 player of the matches with an average rating of 7.22. And he has actually played for us. He made 1 appearance, 1 assist, 7.90 average rating. The second striker coming in, again from Germany, from Nuremberg, is Augustin Alvarez Martinez. There's a bit of a mouthful. So he's coming in as a 3.5 star, important player in his prime years. He's 26. He's Uruguayan. Finishing 15, pace 12, acceleration 13. Overall, he looks quite a decent player. If we look at his history, so for Nuremberg before he signed for us, 17 appearances, 6 goals, 4 assists, 1 player a match, 7.03. So a couple of new players in there to fill spaces that we were severely lacking in. I suppose to be fair, relying on the team that relied on last season, it's always a very fine balancing act with teams coming out of the Championship into the Premier League. Do you stick with that team that played amazing in the Championship, but coming into a higher league with a faster pace and you've got to be really switched on? Or do you change the team completely and come into the Premier League with a brand new team that are going to take months to gel together? So really fine balancing act. I thought I'd kind of got it right. I did bring a few new players in, but stuck with my forward line of 𝐏𝐿 and Jones. But it's not been working, and we need to change things up a little bit. So January transfer window, we've got 2 new strikers. So after a couple of miserable defeats, the last one being the West Ham game, we then invited Leicester to Deepdale, and Carvalho, man of the match performance in this one, gets his first with a nice header. He scores a hat-trick in this game. Nice neat finish there for 2-0. And then that one just goes straight in for 3-0. Trip to London then for the game against Crystal Palace. And we actually scored first. Nice neat header there from King from the corner, but we let Palace back into it and it finished 1-1. Then Everton came to Deepdale. Again, a game really we should be picking points up in, and we lost it 1-0. FA Cup third round away at Coventry. We nicked this one 1-0 to go into the hat for the 4th round. Nice goal from Pepi. And then there are no easy games in the Premier League, but they don't come much harder than going to Stamford Bridge and playing Chelsea. And again, these top teams are giving us a really big lesson in how to finish, how to create. I mean, the speed off the ball is just, you know, 𝐼𝐍𝐆 there for the second. It's 3-0 and the game's really over. We did get a consolation goal. 𝐅𝐸 gets his first goal for us. So we've now got 2 home games against West Ham and Newcastle. Again, isn't going to be easy, but these are the key teams that at home we should be getting some points out of. I mean, if we just have a quick look at the league table, it doesn't make pretty reading if I'm honest. So yes, we're in the relegation area. We are 7 points above Watford, but we do need to get that 17th spot as a bare minimum. And Leicester have that at the moment on the same number of points as us. Southampton now have 25, Brentford have 25, Leeds have 26. So those teams are pulling away from us quite a little bit. So needless to say, we do need to get some points on the board. West Ham and Newcastle. We'll see you in the dugout. Okay, I'm going to start a rant again. If you don't like ranting, go and make a brew. Both my goalkeepers are away on international duty again. Both my top class goalkeepers away on international duty in the middle of a really important Premier League. How is all this working? Who organises this stuff? Rant over. Team for today. 𝐵𝐸𝐿 in goal. Yes, I know you've never heard of him before. He's been knocking about, but for one reason or other I've not played him. So 𝐵𝐸𝐿 in goal. Back four of Perez, Moura, King and Estevez. Mags is playing the deep line playmaker today. Bula and Drea, the middle two. Carvalho is the advanced playmaker. And the 2 new lads, Martinez and Pepe, are the strikers for today. Well, it's taken 16 minutes for the first highlight, and predictably, it's for West Ham. He's going to slide that in, he's going to nod that in the back of the net, 1-0. I have to say, though, I mean, you know, if there's some games that you probably wouldn't expect to get the points in, West Ham are third. I think I'd underestimated it a little bit. I didn't realise they were third. So they're only 3 points behind United, who are top. So the chances are we're probably not going to win this game today. But like I say, I don't know, I do have a feeling we're going to give somebody a spanking soon, and it's certainly not going to be today, is it? Yeah, okay, I know they're third, but 3-0 after 46 minutes is a little bit of a joke. Martinez, the new striker, was on the 6.1 then. 6.1. They mean business, West Ham, don't they? But it's Premier League. It's what you've got to do. You've got to go out on the pitch every single game. You've got to mean business. You've got to do the job. Get out there, play well, stick the ball in the back of the net when you get the chance. If you don't do that, then you will end up third from bottom, which is exactly where we are at the moment. For West Ham, I've got an XG of 2.60 now, 18 shots, 8 on target. Our XG is 0.3. It's like in the 83rd minute. I was going to say then, it looks like in the 83rd minute we've finally woken up, but no, we've just given the ball away. Yeah, West Ham, fancy the fourth. Why not? It's the ball. Do what you want with it. A Diallo consolation goal. Yeah, I did make some subs. I brought Diallo and Adam on, Josh Adams on up front. Take the 2 new lads off. Could have moved out the relegation zone, but the chance goes begging. That's a team talk and a half, isn't it? So Leicester have a game in hand that they've not played yet. The next closest team is Southampton, 25 points. We're still 3 points away from them. Watford got beat at home by Newcastle, who are our next opponents. So we'll see you in the dugout for that one. Well, the problems keep mounting. Now, Marko Bulat, my Croatian magician, is on the radar for transfers. So Ajax, Salzburg and Young Boys are all after him. Look at what they're offering. He's worth between 21 and 24 million. The best offer is from Salzburg. 12 million rising to 17. Ajax are offering 4.5 up to 9. I mean, you know, come on. We're rejecting all of those. And the next email, Luke Dreyer wants to discuss opening talks on improved contract. To discuss new contract with Dreyer. Right, I'm not going to give you a new contract just because you've asked for one. I need you to prove that you deserve one first. Oh, and he's grumpy. What a surprise. I'm just going to keep saying you have to earn it. But then he's come back, and fair dues, he's come back and said, fair enough, I'll keep working hard and see where it takes me. So, you know, I mean, that's the kind of thing, you know, as opposed to 𝐆𝐎𝐈 who came in, you know, banging a drum and I want a new contract and if you're not giving me one, I'm off. At least he wants to work hard and knuckle down. Oh, Bulat now wants to speak to me. Disappointed you blocked my transfer to Ajax. Move there would have allowed me to play in the European Champions Cup. Okay, so we shall say that the valuation wasn't good enough. Okay, so we're now saying that if somebody comes in with a 28.5 million offer, and I think that's fair because he's a very, very good player, we're going to confirm that, and he's encouraged by that. Well, that's fine because Ajax were offering 4.5 million for him. Tom Bayliss now. It doesn't get any better, does it? Tom Bayliss feels it's time for him to leave the club in search of a new challenge. I mean, to be fair, I haven't been playing him. I think I'm just going to say yes. And he's content with that. I mean, he's not really been on my radar with the emergence of Bulat, he's not really getting game time at the moment. So Bayliss is handing in a transfer request. Sinking ship, anyone? Well, the offers are coming in thick and fast now for Bulat. I'm not surprised. He's a Premier League player all day long, Bulat. It's just a shame he's not got that quality round him. Fenerbahce now have made a non-negotiable offer of 40 million, which still, I mean, it's half of what we want for him. So we can reject that in the knowledge that he's not going to kick off. Well, the question you're all asking is, have I got 11 players I can put a team out today? Well, I have. Team for today. So Dahlberg, back off international duty. Put the flags out. Dahlberg in goal, back four of Perez, Wolf, King, Estevez. Azika is back as the deep line playmaker. Bulat and Estesh is back as Mazzala today. Carvalho, advanced playmaker, playing the young Brazilian 𝐅𝐸𝐺𝐆 alongside Pepe up front. Okay, this is going to be the... You know, I keep talking about this spanking with it. This is going to be the game that we gave Newcastle a real spanking today. You watch. Both strikers, hat-tricks for each of them. 6-0, not a problem. I'm only joking, really. Dahlberg. Over the top. Get in there. No, it's going to come straight back at us. I have switched my tactics a little bit. I'm going a bit more long ball. I don't think this team are good enough in this division to be playing the ball out from the back. We're just getting caught out all the time. Oh, and we're 1-0 down. What a surprise. What a surprise that is. Their defence is having a cracking day today. The whole of the defence is on average ratings of over 7. I mean, that's another thing we need, like a hole in the head, isn't it? Even if we get up there and try and score a goal, their defence is playing a blinder, so... you've been terrible so far. I'm getting a little bit bored of my own voice now. You've been terrible. Step it up. Can you play better? You're giving a penalty. Okay. Nice save from Dahlberg. I mean, come on, boys. Right. Hang on. Your keeper's just made a brilliant save there. Keeper's in the game. Anybody else up for the game? Anybody feel like putting a 10 out of 10 performance in today? Let's make a few subs. Okay, 3 subs. I brought Josh Adam on, Martinez and Dreyer in midfield. Come on. Really? Our keeper's just made a brilliant save to keep us in the game, and within minutes they get the second. Oh. Dear me. This is draining. I mean, nicely nipped in, but could you not find a white shirt with it? Anybody feel like tackling? Anybody feel like... No, obviously not. 3-0. It's amazing, isn't it, how we let 3 goals in before we decide to have a do at goal. Consolation goal. Martinez gets his first goal for us. Another home defeat. 3-1. And Perez has just got himself sent off. Well, talk about getting kicked while you're down. So we're conceding goals left, right and centre. We're in the relegation area. We're giving penalties away and we're getting players sent off. I mean, that's kind of completely the opposite of what needs to be happening to us to help us a little bit. Well, I'll leave you with the league table, shall I? I'm sure that'll cheer everybody up. So with 13 games to play, we're now 3 points adrift of Southampton and Leicester. Leeds have been on the kind of run that you would expect to see them in the relegation. They've not won a game for the last 5 games. They've lost every single one. At least we've drawn one of them. But anyway, that's how it stands at the moment. We're 3 points adrift from safety. And with the form that we're in at the moment, and let's face it, nobody seems to want to pull together, do they? Nobody's fighting for the shirt. Nobody's fighting for the team. Certainly nobody's playing for me. They're all knocking on the door. New contracts, more money. Can I have this? Can I have that? Can I have the other? I said to Hugo, well, okay, fine. Go and score me hat-trick in the next game. Grumpy on his bike. I mean, what can I do with this team? Seriously. Answers on a postcard. I have no idea what I can do with this team now. They're not playing for me, and we're just going to go straight back down if we don't pick something up soon. So on that really cheery note, we'll see you next time. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. If it's the kind of thing that you'd like to see more of, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and we'll see you next time for more from me, the Gobby Gaffer.